do something really interesting here, that I'm going to commend the right wing for having a civil war. So us on the left, we're supposed to snicker and go, oh, look at them disagreeing. But you're supposed to disagree.
Yes.
You're not supposed to be robots. And the fact that they're disagreeing with one another is actually a great sign. That means that they're thinking for themselves.
Cenk, I swear. What do you want me to do? Cenk, no, they're not. Okay, you know what? Hey, Janks, maybe you don't know this, okay? But they're not attacking Vivek because of what he said that is obviously true, okay? Guys, I need you to pay attention, okay? All right, so what we're going to watch together. I probably watched of this particular segment here. I probably watched like a minute of it. Almost threw up. Okay, listening to Cenk, almost threw up, like in my throat, you know, and I had to stop it. I'm like, you know what? Can't take this right now. I just ate breakfast. I need my food to settle down first before I proceed with this. Okay. And I'm not shy to say this. I said this in my past couple videos. I am being conservative with calling Cenk a grifter. Okay. I want to see a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing some research on you know, just of you know what he's saying, where he's getting his money from. You know, I'm just saving it. You know, but like, you know what? Boom, there it is right there. You're a grifter, done. But after hearing just a few minutes of him talking, okay, I'm like, hey, my guy, you'll say something positive, all right? You'll say something that most people would agree with. You'll take that one step, okay? But like, you know what, Cenk? It's all right. Maybe Cenk know what he's talking about, all right? But then a few minutes later, you will say the most weirdest stuff, the most BS stuff that just comes out of nowhere for no reason, trying to build this relationship with MAGA and literally take 3 steps back. Like, damn, Cenk, do you want us to be against you? That's my question. Are you purposely trying to push your people away from you? Because hearing you speak and saying this weird stuff is like you have to be doing this on purpose at this point. Like, damn, do you want us to turn against you? Because that's what it feels like, you know? But like I say, we're going to watch this together, all right? I watched a few minutes, had to stop. And let's enjoy this, right?
That he could end that censorship, and you can see a very clear pattern. Whoever criticizes Elon Musk gets censored. So we transfer power from Catholics to minorities, now to gigantic donors. And by the way, to what Vinny complained about, he's right. There's no reason why all these people should be getting the Presidential Medal of Freedom like Soros. And by the way, also Miriam Adelson. Trump gave her the Presidential Medal of Freedom because her husband gave over $200 million to Donald Trump in different campaign contributions. We're now giving out these incredible honors as tchotchkes, as little throw-in prizes like Ginsu knives, because the donors run the place, and they're the ones with the most power. And we have to keep in mind, whether it's George Soros on the left or Elon Musk on the right, that at the end of the day, they are donors who are in it for themselves and their own power.
Yeah, I mean, Vinny, I think you...
Now, hey, thumbs up to Cenk on that one. Elon Musk, Soros, I guess he's in the picture. I really don't know how or why, but sure, throw them all in there. I don't care. You know, let's pace ourselves. Let's continue.
And can I just make one more point about that?
Yeah,
just tagging on to what Cenk just said. Elon is not even in it just for himself. He is a shill of the Chinese Communist Party. For all of his masquerading as some sort of maverick who always tells the truth and is always explicit in his views and out there and always says what he thinks, he has never once criticized the CCP. The opposite. He is constantly saying embarrassing, humiliating, bending the knee things about how great the Chinese Communist Party is, because of course his entire supply chain for Tesla is in China. So when they asked him to build a showroom for Tesla in Xinjiang, where the genocide of the Uyghurs is happening, he said, I would love to, and he went ahead and did it. So this is a person who is totally in the pocket of the CCP. To see him as anything else than an actual apparatchik of China is to really miss, I think, the forest for the trees.
Damn.
Yeah, I think.
Hey, I'm gonna look that up. But if that's true, bars. That was straight bars right there. Hey, Cenk, I hope you're paying attention. Please, for the love of God, do not put your foot in your mouth. I pray to God. Amen.
You make some points a lot of people have made. I've seen it on X all day long, actually. Vinny, this whole civil war in the Republican Party over the visa issue, the H-1B visas, where do you sit with that?
Well, Piers, I mean, we've been saying this for the past, I think Patrick Bet-David said it on the PBD podcast, I want to say 6 months ago. He said that the Democrats are going to pin Elon Musk against Donald Trump. They're going to say he's his puppet, he's in charge, he's doing this. The administration hasn't even begun. We still have to wait till the 20th. He's in charge, he's calling the shots. For everybody that knows Donald Trump, including you, Piers, he is a freaking boss among bosses, okay? I understand the donor situation. We haven't seen anything else. I think everybody needs to relax. I mean, at the end of the day, Piers, think about it. Trump has said positive things about H-1B. I mean, it started in the 90s with Bush Sr. If we think about it, this is just another government.
Hold on. First off, Trump was against it in 2016. So I'm not sure where he's getting all this energy that Trump has always been a champion for H-1B visas. And then he said, the Democrats are planning to put Elon versus Trump. I think Elon is doing that himself when he almost caused a shutdown. When he said he didn't like the bill, and if any Republican vote for it, he definitely put out a threat saying, hey, they will be losing their seats come 2026. So you tell me, was that the Democratic Party that made Elon say that? Or did we just take that out of context and we just don't know how to read simple words? Or maybe, just maybe, Elon Musk is abusing his power and his leverage because he's a trillionaire. He's not a billion, he's a trillionaire at this point. So you tell me, hey, that's not rocket science, okay? Whatever your name is.
Program that people are taking advantage of. All these people that are coming out, well, how much is it a year, Piers? I think 85 to 100,000 H-1Bs. Elon's, an H-1B person himself. I mean, but on the flip side, if you're pro-America and you're all for America, all those jobs should be given to Americans. At the end of the day, we see Vivek, he's kind of flip-flopping. If you're America first, American workers should get the jobs first. If they want it changed, change the program. Just like when Trump said, when he was debating Hillary, and Hillary was like, with the taxes and this and that, and Trump takes advantage of it. What did he say? When you guys change the rules, I'll change the game. Okay, but until then,
but how did you feel?
All right. And again,
how did you feel though, Vinny, when Vivek Ramaswamy he ignited this whole sort of firestorm over this? He said a key part of it comes down to the C word, culture. He said, truth, our American culture's venerated mediocrity over excellence for way too long, at least since the 90s, likely longer. Doesn't start in college, starts young. A culture that celebrates the prom queen over the math Olympiad champ or the jock over the valedictorian will not produce the best engineers. Basically saying we've got to have all these people on these H-1B visas because Americans are too lazy and too mediocre. That's what he said.
I heard it, Piers, and I wasn't a huge fan of it. But it is what it is. These people,
You know what? I mean, I read the tweet. You know what I'm saying? And I had all this time to think about it. And I mean, you know what? Yeah, sure, yeah, whatever. Okay. Next subject, bro. If Vivek himself understands this, what is the argument? And that's the whole conversation when it comes to even when Trump wants to deport every single immigrant out the country. Who's going to work these jobs? I mean, we're not even talking about the high quality jobs where, you got to actually have some college degrees under your belt. Even the physical labor jobs. Because I tell you this, I ain't doing those jobs no more. I done asbestos for 7 years, okay? I am not doing no physical work, okay? So you tell me who's going to be working these farms? Who's going to be working these low paying wage, hard labor jobs? Hey, guess what? Maybe, just maybe, if you don't want to work those jobs, be quiet, okay? If you don't want no problems, then stay out the conversation. But, you know, hey, they're going to F around and find out.
Everybody expects everybody on the other side to be perfect, Piers. Trump's supposed to be perfect. Elon's supposed to be perfect. Vivek's supposed to be perfect. By the way, and we're supposed to be all these Trump loyalists. I'm not a big fan of it. I'm America first myself, and I'm not a fan of what Vivek said. You know, kind of throwing a little jab at Americans. There is some truth for it. I mean, Piers, if you go on,
no. There's a lot of truth to it. Not a little bit, a whole bunch of it. Like, he was not lying. There was nothing in there that was not true. So once again, just trying to downplay because you don't want to say, hey, yeah, maybe we need to kind of fix some things. Fix the educational system. Instead of trying to just rip out, you know, the Department of Education, just rip it out for no reason, have nothing to replace it with or any plans to make it better, just rip it out. Maybe we need to invest in our education system. Maybe put some money into these teachers. I don't know. Instead of trying to make everybody, you know, freaking Elon Musk 2.0. Hey, everyone start your own business, blah, 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 blah. Hey, we need teachers. Maybe we should put a little bit more emphasis on teachers to teach these young kids so when they grow up, maybe they know some things. But no, let's just keep putting money into military, keep putting more money into these millionaires and billionaires, and it'll all work itself out, I guess, right?
Right now, if you call Chase or Apple and you get customer service, where are those people from? Where are they from? Pakistan, India, the Philippines. They're from all over the world. So until the system gets changed, billionaires are going to freaking take advantage of it because that's how they become billionaires.
Riley, your husband, I think, is on a visa. I presume he is. I've had work visas in America for many, many years. It's a hard process. It's not easy. You know, I'm in the America when I come as an exceptional alien, which I've always taken slight offense at the description, just because it makes me sound like some sort of weird extraterrestrial.
You are exceptional, Piers.
Thank you. It's just the word alien I have a problem with, Vinny, but thank you. But that's what they call us if we come in on the O1 visa, certainly. But what do you think of this, Riley? Because it has caused a big split in the Republicans. You know, a lot of the MAGA types like Steve Bannon and others really angry about this. They think that the support by Vivek and Elon and Trump for these visas is going to be at the expense of American jobs. And they say that flies in the face of MAGA, what it's supposed to be about.
Yeah, well, let me tell you, I call my husband an alien all the time. And I remind him every July 4th who the real winners were. Look, I've enjoyed, truthfully, I feel like it's rare to actually enjoy political discourse, but I really have, especially over the downtime, over Christmas and New Year's. I've enjoyed hearing from all perspectives, and here's where I'm at. I'm unapologetically America first. As a capitalist, I believe in the free market, and I believe in meritocracy. And so here's the thing. I think it would be naive to say that corporations are acting out of what's best for America and prioritizing meritocracy. I believe corporations are naturally doing what is best for their pockets. And so I think the bigger question is, can meritocracy exist without these sort of ulterior motives? And largely what I have been exposed to, a large part of my own personal experience and the platform that I have, and a big part of my passion, truthfully, is our failed Department of Education. I think that.
Okay, before she continues, okay, maybe I missed something there. Okay, help me out. Okay, I'm not the sharpest knife in the kitchen. Okay, sometimes I can miss some things. Okay, did she just say she's a capitalist, free market, and she feels like these corporations, these CEOs, individuals that call these shots, are doing what's best for them in their company in America? So why would they ever, okay, maybe this is the weird question. Why would they ever, as the other guy said, change the rules because, people don't like it, people blah, blah, blah. Why would they jeopardize their profits for anything of what you guys believe or think or say? They're making hand over fist. Why do you think they're going to care about what you think about the H-1B and your American first and blah, blah? Hey, they're money first, baby. That's what comes first. Money over everything. What did Biggie say? Money rules everything around me. Not your morals, not your feelings, not your patriotic rhetoric. None of that. But okay, maybe she knows something I don't about, businesses and CEOs and profits and all that stuff. I don't know.
That's what we should be asking ourselves. Why don't we look at the fact that we've had a Department of Education since the 1970s, which has not done anything to educate our children to be able to be competitive in the workplace. Instead, it's been entirely corrupted by woke progressive liberalism, teaching children that men can have babies and that boys need tampons in the bathrooms at school. And so I think they've taught that American exceptionalism is total BS and that we should be ashamed of ourselves as a country for all of our past transgressions. And so that, to me, as someone who just recently exited these large academic prestigious institutions, that to me is the bigger question that we should get to the bottom of, and hopefully we can at least start to over the next 4 years. And I'm certainly hopeful with a new Secretary of Education, if confirmed, Linda McMahon. That's what we need to be asking ourselves. What in America can we do to better ourselves and put ourselves in a competitive position with these other countries?
Yeah, I mean,
okay, no. Okay, once again, I don't think whoever what is she saying? What is her point? Okay, she talked about the Department of Justice, being established for X amount of, decades, and they've done nothing to educate kids. First off, the Department of Justice, they don't, or not the Department, the Department of Education, they don't teach the kids. You know that, right? They're just like an overseer just to make sure it doesn't hit the fan. With policies and regulations and things like that. They don't produce teachers and go to these schools all across America and teach. So okay, maybe she got her words mixed up. Okay, these liberal states are teaching that, trying to teach kids that men can have kids and they could be cats or whatever she said. Well, statistically, and I looked this up, this was like a year ago, I looked this up, red states are actually doing a lot worse than blue states when it comes to graduation rates and individuals going to college after high school. So I'm just, once again, not to be, a nitpick Betty, what I'm saying, but statistically speaking, what the hell is she talking about? Because I'm confused. And that's one of those played out talking points. They weren't talking about kids can be cats 10, 20, 30 years ago. No. Hey, whatever your name is, hey, your hair, all that product, all that face makeup, maybe, just maybe, take your own advice, take all that makeup money and all that hair money and apply it to a computer, okay? Download Google, boom, 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 just a couple down. I know you type like this, you don't type like an adult, you type like this, and maybe look up this information before you just say whatever comes to the top of your head, because you look stupid. I mean, you look stupid, but you look stupid by the things you're saying also. But okay, I digress. My bad.
Cenk,
Let's keep going.
Was Vivek Ramaswamy wrong? I mean, he may have phrased it differently if he thought about it and the way the reaction poured out, but was he necessarily wrong in what he said?
Yeah, first of all, I got a note. I love this conversation. And I'm going to do...
Okay, hold on. Let's dim the lights. Let's pray real quick. God, please don't let Janks say anything dumb as hell. Please, God, I am trying to be an ally of his. but I need him to want allies, God. Please help this man not say nothing stupid. Amen. Okay, let's see if that worked. All right.
Do something really interesting here that I'm going to commend the right wing for having a civil war. So us on the left, we're supposed to snicker and go, oh, look at them disagreeing. But you're supposed to disagree.
Yes.
You're not supposed to be robots. And the fact that they're disagreeing with one another is actually a great sign. That means that they're thinking for themselves.
Cenk, I swear. What do you want me to do? Cenk, no, they're not. Okay, you know what? Hey, Janks, maybe you don't know this, okay? But they're not attacking Vivek because of what he said that is obviously true, okay? Guys, I need you to pay attention, okay? Half of MAGA, all the races and all the ones that are like prominent people like Nick Fuentes and Laura Loomer, these are not just random people off the internet, okay? These people who actually hang with Trump, okay? The Tucker Carlsons, what's the, I forget his name. It's just so many racist individuals in that party. It's hard for me to keep up, okay? These individuals are not just trying to have a conversation of how to reform the H-1B visas. That's not their priority. They don't, okay, take notes, pay attention. They don't want brown people in their country. Why is that so hard to understand? This is just a mirage, like, oh yeah, we don't want corporations exploiting workers. Yeah, sure. Don't want no brown. That's not the argument. Cenk. Let's continue.
So in terms of what Vivek and Elon said, Vivek is both right and wrong. So if he wants to celebrate nerds, I love it. I was an honor student. I went to good schools. I was a nerd, and I'm proud of it, right? But he didn't have to put down jocks and other Americans, et cetera. I was also a jock, right? I also played middle linebacker for a football team, and there's nothing wrong with jocks. There's nothing wrong with any Americans, right? So in terms of the H-1B visas.
No, there's a lot wrong with Americans because we don't put, okay? I'm American myself. I've been American for 37 years, going on 38, okay? I know what I'm talking about. I've been out here, okay? I'm out here, bro. I've been out here. We prioritize many things in unfortunately, education and obtaining, a lot of these high position skill jobs is not at the top of the list. And I mean, it could be a part that education increasing, going to college, even community college, is too much. That opportunity, when I graduated out of high school, I wanted to go to the art, the institutional art or the art institution college, because I'm a real good artist. I wanted to do that. I wanted to pursue graphic designs and illustration. I wanted to do that. But when I walked into their office and they showed me the big, beautiful college, I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And they started talking pricing. I was like, you know what? I'll get a job at Walmart. That's okay. I'll just draw as a hobby. I'm not trying to get it to, there's no opportunity. So half of it is our institutions are doing this on purpose so they can make a profit. But at the same time, dudes ain't trying to do all that, which is part of our social medias. It's a whole conversation. So once again, Cenk, don't try to sit here and split hairs. But he's half wrong, half right. No, we do have a problem here in America, and that's prioritizing what's more important. And unfortunately, nobody wants to, very few people are not trying to fight to be a tech engineer, whatever the case is. That's simple. Hey.
Look, they've produced some wonderful results here in America, and I love that we're getting the best talent from all across the world and coming here. It makes us stronger, and you see that, and especially if you're a right-winger and you support Elon Musk, you can see, well, he was an H-1B guy, so it made us stronger, right? And by the way, Steve Jobs' dad was a Syrian Muslim immigrant. That immigration made us stronger. Now, having said that, I do empathize with what Vinny is saying. We're getting a lot of people who are progressives, both from the audience, but then you're seeing it from Bernie Sanders and Ro Khanna in Congress as well, going, this H-1B visa does get abused sometimes, where they just use it to hire cheaper engineers from across the world. So maybe there's a fix where we say, hey, you got to go maybe 25% above what the market is to try to hire Americans first. And then if you can't find someone, then maybe we can go to an H-1B visa. Maybe there's a fix there where you unite the left and the right's valid criticism of the H-1B visa without getting into anti-immigrant rhetoric and way of thinking.
Yeah, I mean,
without getting into the anti-immigrant rhetoric. Cenk, where's that coming from? It's not coming from Bernie Sanders. It's not coming from AOC. It's coming from Trump's own personal friendship circle. That's what he built his entire platform. His entire campaign was anti-immigrant. So why are we surprised that now Trump has flipped his messaging, like, oh, I'm actually pro HB1 visas, even though in 2016 he wasn't. Now he's pro visas because of Elon Musk is like, hey, bro, like, you messing up my pockets. You messing up my money. We need these visas, bruh. And now Trump is like, you know what? You did pay me $250 million, so yeah, I'm going to play ball. Now his base is mad at him, and you think it's because of the issues with the visas itself? No, Cenk, I know you're not that naive. You've been doing this longer than me. I know you got something up there. That is not their argument. They could care less of how much they're paying for these visas or how much they pay to the individuals receiving these visas. They don't care about that. They just care about this right here. If it's a little darker than theirs, they don't want them in here. That simple.
Batsy, I saw you nodding there. I've got to say, I've never heard Cenk sound quite so calm and reasonable. I think his journey in the last few months has been absolutely riveting to observe. But Batsy, I mean, I agree with Cenk. I do think that the conservatives in America are having a genuinely open and quite rigorous debate about this issue. What's wrong with that? It's the Democrats who seem incapable of having the same kind of reasonable debate with each other about anything, isn't it? I mean, aren't we at a place where the more reasonable party has become the Republicans here?
Cenk, Cenk, hey, no, Cenk, you're going to step up and defend the Democratic Party, right? The progressives. We don't care about the liberal. You're going to defend us, right, Cenk? Because he just threw everybody under the bus here. You gonna let that slide? Cenk, you better not. Oh, you better not.
I wish I could be as gracious as the four of you. I am absolutely livid about this because Donald Trump was put into office by millions and millions of Americans who were Democrats 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 30 years ago, over one campaign promise, and it was to significantly limit immigration, both legal and illegal, because, of course, both legal and illegal immigration reduce American wages because labor is like everything else. It adheres to the ironclad law of supply and demand. The more you have of it, the cheaper it is. And we should want, whether we are progressive leftists or whether we're in the MAGA movement, we should want American workers to make decent wages so that our neighbors are living the American dream, not just the elites. So in general, this is a massive betrayal of his number one campaign promise. But let me just address very briefly the H-1B argument specifically. So H-1Bs are defended on the grounds that, number one, we don't have the talent here, so we need to import it. And number two, that we're doing a sort of brain drain from the rest of the world. Let's bring in the best and the brightest. These are both nonsense. And I urge your viewers to look the stats up. I'm going to repeat a few of them, but don't take my word for it. Look it up. Right now, there are 17 million people living in this country who have a degree in STEM, and only 9 million of them are employed in STEM jobs. There are a whole bunch of them, many millions, who are employed in other jobs, and 3 million who are not employed at all in STEM jobs. So we have the supply of labor here. And if we went into the inner city and we went into Appalachia, by God, you would find brilliant Americans there. The problem is that the industry has a massive downward pressure on wages. So it is not attracting the brilliant and the brightest of homegrown Native American talent. What we're doing is importing a whole bunch of people. So what about this argument that these are the best and the brightest? Well, Piers, you already mentioned we have a visa for the best and the brightest, and you have it. The H-1B visa is being used to import an indentured slave caste who are tied to an employer. They make on average $40,000 a year less than Americans. There are 500,000 H-1B visas here, and 30% of STEM jobs are done by foreign workers, people who were born somewhere else. That is by definition not the best and the brightest. This is not a brain drain of the world. It is a wage drain of Americans who should be middle class, and instead their wages are being sucked upward in a funnel to billionaires like Elon Musk.
Hey. Hey, Cenk, instead of kissing ass and sitting here like, how can I make these Republican dummies my friends and, try to, not make them so mad by what I say. Hey, maybe, just maybe, if you just speak facts, you might get more respect from other people than these dummies up here, minus her. But dummy, oh, my finger, because I'm dummy and then dummier. Why, Cenk? Why can't you just say that? But no, he's trying to make friends, guys. He's trying to make friends.
Well, A, that was a fantastic rant. And secondly,
thank you,
it's the
Piers.
kind of thing you might have heard from a Republican a few years ago. I mean, I find what's really interesting about all the debates we've been having since the election, actually, is it's quite hard to pigeonhole people now into the traditional right and left. And I find that the most interesting thing about American politics right now. A lot of crossover going on. And I think that's a good thing. I really do. I think the less tribal, historically tribal people are, the better. So thank you for that. Great to have you on Uncensored.
All right, well. Hey, Janks, you succeeded. You have officially joined their team. Once again, I will question myself every step of the way. If I had a position on a particular conversation and like a Candace Owens or Piers Morgan or any of these weirdos on the right side, and we agreed on something, even if it's 68 degrees outside, I would literally, if I said it's 68 degrees because I checked my weather app, and Candace Owens or Piers Morgan checked their weather app and they said it's 68 degrees, I would be in shock. I would have to make sure my weather app wasn't hacked. I would have to double check with other sources of what the weather is here in Colorado. I'm not going to see him be like, oh my God, like we're starting to like merge together and no, because, oh man, I wish I had this quote here. Just bear with me. It is such a beautiful quote, and just one day I might get a tattoo of this on my back because it's that good. But once again, like, these individuals are not purposely trying to come up with solutions, because the progressive individuals, we've been about this business. Bernie Sanders, I'm pretty sure he's been talking about these visas way before now. I found a quote, and we're going to end with this. This is by Upton Sinclair. And I said this once in a video. I'm going to say it again. It is beautiful. He says, it is difficult to get a man to understand something when his salary depends on him not understanding it. Okay, hold up. Maybe you didn't hear me. Okay, I need to get some amens in the chat here. Okay, it is difficult to get a man to understand something when his salary depends on him not understanding it. You cannot convince the Piers Morgans. You can't convince the Charlie Kirks or the Candace Owens or the Ben Shapiros to understand and align and join this unity, this Captain Planet thing that you're trying to do here. They're not going to agree with you because they're getting paid not to. Jake, man, you making it real hard for a player, man. You making it real hard out here. But, hey, guys, thank you for watching. If you agree or disagree with anything I said in this video, let me know in the comments down below or hit that Discord link so me and you can have that one-on-one talk. And like always, let's have that conversation.